my name's Tony, and on this episode tonight we're going to be making a vegetarian steak and cheese sub. So instead of using vegan mozzarella, I just decided to use regular mozzarella, but you feel free to use what you want. Alright guys, so for the first step, we're going to actually make the side, because the side's going to take a little bit longer to cook than the rest of the meal. And the side for this particular meal is going to be curry potato wedges. So I've already cleaned and cut the potatoes. I have those here. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually preheat our air fryer. And I always put it on, it's potatoes, so I'll say 20 minutes is going to be a great time. I keep the temperature at about 350 to 400. Right now I have the temperature at a solid 4 because I do want that crisp of the potatoes. So because it's curry, I think that's the more important part of this. We really need that curry to get on there. So we're just going to take a little dab of curry, we're going to sprinkle it, make sure it gets on every potato. No potato goes left unturned. And now we're going to add some black peppercorn here, just to season it up very nicely. And last but not least, some pink Himalayan sea salt. Once you've seasoned the potatoes, you're going to actually mix them up to ensure that everything's seasoned. And if your potatoes aren't yellow, you're not doing it right. So you see how that is? So the timer on the air fryer just started beeping, and I'm going to go ahead and add the potatoes to the air fryer. All nice and seasoned up. Give it a shake, and then we're going to let that do its thing. Now, while those potatoes cook, we're actually going to take some coconut oil and we're going to start warming that over the stove. So we're going to turn our burner over to medium to high heat. We're going to add some coconut oil to the pan. We're going to be using corn groundless beef crumbles. And I'll show you what they look like. Or excuse me, we're going to be using corn meatless ground. So this is what they look like. So we're just going to take the meat and we're going to pour that meat into the pan. Alright, so you can actually start to hear the beefless ground, the meatless ground. I keep saying beefless, but you can hear it start to sizzle up a little bit. And while that's sizzling up, I'm going to go ahead and add that extra dab of oil into the pan. And here in this bowl, I have a mixture of onions, red peppers, and a lot of people like green peppers, but I'm using jalapenos today. So we're going to let that cook as well. Now make sure while this is cooking on the stove, you check on your potatoes because they're important and they're in the air fryer. Don't forget the potatoes because you want the wedges to be crispy and crunchy, not burnt. You want them to be delicious. So they're turning out to be a very nice color. They're turning out to be delicious. Now we're going to give this a good whip. Mix everything in together. Let the peppers and onions soften up into the meat. Let the meat brown and, cook thoroughly in the pan. And check on these potatoes. So the potatoes are turned out very nicely. What we're going to do at this moment is I'm going to turn them over. I'm going to turn the potato wedges over so that the crisp is even on both sides. I want to make sure that they're soft in the middle. I want to make sure that they're delicious and all that good stuff. I'm going to let this cook for a couple of more minutes. now that everything's done cooking, it looks good, it smells good, all the seasonings are on there, we're gonna go ahead and remove this from the heat, just to keep from the beef crumbles, or excuse me, the meatless crumbles from sticking to the pan. We don't want that. So the potatoes are done, and this is what we have. Greatness at its best. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna actually take the bread, and I have them here. I have 8 potato rolls, and we're gonna start stuffing the potato rolls. Yeah, so this is gonna be really amazing. I cannot wait to taste this. This is my first time cooking this dish as well, and it is a recipe that is made by myself, but inspired by Philly cheesesteak. So over here, I have the mozzarella. The mozzarella is actually called Easy Pull because it's so easy to pull apart. We're just gonna take it apart and stick about a couple of pieces on it so that it melts down nice and evenly. Oh no. That's fine, we have more of that. So as you can see, that's how that goes. And then we're gonna stick it right into the air fryer. Just like that. And we're gonna turn this on. So it's on 2 minutes, and I think that's more than a fair. And there you guys have it. Today we made a classic dish that we incorporated a little twist on, my own spin. We've made it vegetarian by putting mozzarella cheese over top of meatless crumbles, and we've also made curry potato wedges. That's gonna be our meal for this evening. You are kicking it within the mix.